Tonight,
it's getting really, really hot.
Enduring the extreme heat warning as Ottawa gets blanketed by hazy wildfire smoke.
Lots of fires burning right now in parts of northern and northwestern Ontario.
How the haze could be sparing us from the sun's rays, feeling much worse. Disaster relief on the way, but when?
It's a long process, and we're still trying to figure out what the next steps are.
The province confirms help is coming, but the applications have yet to open. Plus, a first-hand account of what can happen at an intersection many agree is a collision-prone problem.
Oh man, like he is going to hit me, and there's nothing I can do about that.
A farmer recalls his tractor's run-in with a transport truck. We begin tonight with breaking news. A woman is in hospital in critical condition after she was stabbed here in the downtown core this afternoon. This is a live look at the scene. As you can see, there is a large police presence in front of an apartment building. According to paramedics, the stabbing happened around 4:45 p.m. not too long ago around Rideau Street and Cumberland. The victim is a woman in her 20s. She was found with stab wounds and brought to hospital in critical but stable condition. There's no word on any suspects so far or arrests at this time, but we will certainly bring you the very latest as soon as more details become available. Turning now to what may have been a burning weather question here in the nation's capital. Why didn't it get as hot as we thought it would? Well, according to Environment Canada and their weather experts, there's a reason for that, and here's why.
Lots of fires burning right now in parts of northern and northwestern Ontario.
But of course, if you were out and about late this afternoon, you would have noticed that you could feel the severity of the extreme heat warning that Environment Canada warned us about. Why wasn't it worse? Well, yes, the wildfire smoke. Fires burning in northern Ontario like this one may be sparing us a few degrees of the extreme heat. We can see that in northwestern Ontario, Environment Canada says there are two in particular that are impacting us. Northwestern Ontario is flowing into our region here in Ottawa. There's also another one, they say, in Quebec that's also flowing into our region. But you can tell that the issue is widespread, impacting both sides of the border, including Michigan and Minnesota. They're also having their air quality compromised. This is the wildfire map tracking the smoke. Let's take a look at our sky now. This was Ottawa's skyline, gray, gloomy. Even though you could feel that heat and humidity, you couldn't necessarily see the sun break through. It struggled to do that. In Montreal, very much of the same issue, slightly more orange. They're also being impacted by wildfires in northern Ontario, Quebec, but also Northwest Territories. So why is the smoke helping with the heat? Let's answer that question right now. According to the weather experts, the sun's rays are struggling to penetrate through this hazy skyline. It's acting like a barrier. So even though it is coming through, even though you still need to wear your sunscreen, you still need to hydrate, it's still very hot. We may have been spared a couple of degrees because it is struggling to penetrate through that barrier, and that's why it may not have been as hot as forecasted. We also should let you know that the air quality is at a low risk. I'm going to make my way back to the anchor desk. Here's Jackie Paris with what else you can expect.
Thanks so much, Stefan. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. The hazy conditions continue to persist here in downtown Ottawa. Current temperature is 31 degrees. And if you spent any time outside earlier this afternoon, you could definitely smell the smoke in the air. This will likely continue into early tomorrow morning. An air quality alert is already in place for Pembroke. Not quite yet here in Ottawa, but we are keeping a very close eye on this. Take a look at temperatures right now across the region. It's about 30 degrees along the Seaway, 32 in Pembroke and Bancroft, but with those humidex levels, it's feeling closer to 40. Not quite the 43 that we anticipated yesterday, but it is still hot and warm and humid nonetheless. Now, the heat warning is still in effect for pretty much all of Ontario. There is a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of our region, and that includes from the Pembroke area all the way to Ottawa to Hawkesbury, even Cornwall. Now, it could mean the strong winds up to 110 kilometers per hour. It could also mean large hail as well. This is a good eye of what we are anticipating. It will likely arrive around 9 p.m. into the midnight hour, and overnight we could see this move through. We're keeping a very close eye on this, but we will have these details for you and more in just a bit. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. Now to the latest on the aftermath of the Canada Day flash floods. The province says help is coming, but there's still no word on when, and many residents say they've been left to navigate recovery on their own, either denied insurance coverage or still waiting to hear back from their provider. CTV's Caitlin Wilson joins us live now with more on this. Caitlin.
Yes, Stefan, the city says it's received more than 6,600 flood-related service requests, while the number of flooded homes has climbed to nearly 6,000. While the water is gone, residents say the cost of recovery is still rising.
It was about here on me, about up to here.
When water started coming through the basement drain on Canada Day, Paul Maloney and his family grabbed what they could.
Pretty soon it was up to our knees, and pretty soon it was above our knees. I didn't know that that water could rise that quickly.
Now, nearly 2 weeks later, the basement is empty, fans are running, and appliances have been replaced, but the bills keep adding up. Maloney says his insurance claim was denied, leaving him with nearly $20,000 in repair costs so far, with no idea on what the final total will be.
Of course, you don't read the details, but the words were in there, not for drain and not for overland water. So it's a long process, and we're still trying to figure out what the next steps are.
In a statement posted on social media Monday night, Municipal Affairs Minister Rob Flack says our government will be activating the Disaster Recovery Assistance for Ontarians program for eligible areas that have experienced significant overland flooding. Adding the DREO program is not intended to replace private insurance, but where losses are not covered, residents in designated areas may be eligible for assistance once activated. But there is still no word on when that will be, as Maloney says residents want to see more than a statement from Queen's Park.
The way I see it is the provincial government, when they go to the top of the CN Tower and they look around and they believe that's Ontario. And we'd like to see some representation here.
Meanwhile, a city information session in Maloney's Crystal Beach neighborhood drew nearly 90 residents in its first 2 hours, some looking for help with insurance.
They're generally not being easy to reach at all, and they're not getting back to us about things, and we're kind of having to do these things, take charge of the process ourselves.
And as the city reviews how its stormwater system performed, Maloney says he has one question: what will be done to keep this from happening again?
If I had something to say to the city, it would be please come out, have a look, see if we need to manage this a little bit better and make sure we can disperse the water when it gets here.
And in his post, the minister also says affected residents should document all damage, keep photos, receipts, and records of cleanup and cost repairs, and contact their insurance provider to confirm what's covered. Stefan?
CTV's Caitlin Wilson with the latest on this for us tonight. Thank you, Caitlin. In the meantime, residents who are grappling with rebuilding their homes are sharing their frustrations with local politicians. In neighborhoods in the West End, homeowners want answers and assurances it won't be happening again. CTV's Leah LaRocque is here with more. Leah.
Well, Stefan, ask anyone who lives on Highgate Road near Baseline, and they will say their street is no stranger to flooding. Some have dealt with it multiple times in the past 10 years, despite repairs and upgrades each time. They say the financial and emotional strain is becoming too much.
These are true living situations that we are being faced with.
Kathy Romano Franzese and her neighbors are rallying.
Fears and anxiety that we're all being faced.
Meeting with Councillor Lane Johnson on the doorsteps of their homes on Highgate Road, still recovering from the Canada Day storm.
I've been saying for years that I think there's a problem between up there and down here.
For some, it was their fourth time in 10 years their homes have been flooded.
I get it. We'll put in the efforts inside, but we can't control the outside. Yeah. And that's what my ask is. Okay. And again,
to get answers.
What a disaster.
Asking Lane Johnson what caused the flooding, what the city plans to do to prevent it from happening again, and whether they're any closer to getting help with the damage left behind.
Residents will absolutely be thinking that there's something wrong with the infrastructure here.
Many residents say they've been left on their own to clean up.
I am healthy. I can carry things up and downstairs. You know, if this was 6 months ago, I wouldn't be able to. I had a knee replacement in the spring.
Councillor Johnson says she's going to keep pushing for neighborhood by neighborhood and not ward-wide assessments by the city so that residents can better understand why specific streets like Highgate keep experiencing flooding.
We're really serious here. Okay, this is an election issue.
On Tuesday morning, the mayor joining Johnson in other areas like Leslie Park.
13 neighborhoods that were affected in College Ward, each with different characteristics of flooding. And these residents need to know exactly how infiltration happened in their homes so that they can make decisions.
Okay. The stories of struggle and frustration, emotional.
What do I do moving forward?
But they are hopeful that they're saving the future of Highgate Road.
We want to enjoy our homes. We want to enjoy our neighborhood, but we can't with the fear of it happening again.
There will be a full storm update tomorrow at City Council. This afternoon, the mayor is saying he will bring forward a motion to confirm a partnership between the city and the Canadian Red Cross to provide an immediate package of critical services to affected residents. Stefan.
And certainly we will be covering that update. Thank you, Leah. We have extended coverage of what residents in hard-hit neighborhoods need to know about the recovery efforts, including how to apply for provincial funding when it becomes available. You can find those details on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Still ahead, when corporate policies clash with Indigenous culture, how Etsy's upcoming ban on fur products could be hurting First Nations entrepreneurs and how they could get the company to walk it back. An Ottawa farmer says he is lucky to be alive after the tractor he was driving was struck from behind by a transport truck. The crash in Ottawa's rural South End last month, renewing calls about road safety, especially around slow-moving farm equipment. The collision happened just after 4:30 in the morning on Mitch Owens Road between Anderson and 9th Line Roads on June 23rd. CTV's Katie Griffin is joining us in studio with the details. Katie.
Stefan, Craig Waddell is a sixth-generation farmer. He knows the roads well and says there are close calls nearly every day. This one could have cost him his life.
Craig Waddell knows the fact he's walking along this road is nothing short of astounding.
I feel lucky to be alive.
On June 23rd, around 4:30 a.m., he was in a tractor on Mitch Owens Road on his way to milk cows at his family's farm less than a kilometer away when he was struck from behind by a transport truck.
It was like kind of last minute realizing, oh man, like he is going to hit me and there's nothing I can do about that. So I just braced for impact, and it was pretty quick after that I felt the impact of him hitting me, and I was just wondering, when is this going to stop?
Despite injuries to his back and head, he was able to get out and call 911 himself.
Ottawa police confirmed the driver of the truck, a man in his 30s, has been charged with careless driving under the Highway Traffic Act.
Waddell says with high speeds and dangerous passes, close calls happen in this area nearly every day.
It's frustrating because we work really hard to put food on the table for Canadians at a reasonable price. And when they make it more dangerous for us to do our jobs, it's hard to do these things well.
The Waddells have installed dash cams on their equipment, recently capturing a van narrowly missing an oncoming vehicle as it passed, and a BMW trying to beat a left-turning tractor by swerving around it.
It really is a reminder on how serious these accidents are.
New slow-moving vehicle signage has gone up. The area councillor says she's committed to finding solutions.
That could mean dedicated lanes in areas where there's a lot of agriculture or agricultural corridors. What you see in construction zones where you have enforcement that fines are doubled if specific type of conflicts occur. And this could be an angle that we could explore.
Waddell's message, share the road and slow down.
We're trying to do our best to make it to our destination safely, just like you. So if they can just give us a little more time and space, that would be terrific.
Waddell says he's doing as well as he can be. Farm equipment is so high up, it offers a unique vantage point. Just like when cameras were added to school buses to catch drivers breaking the law, the area councillor says there may also be a case to explore adding cameras on farm equipment. Stefan.
All right, CTV's Katie Griffin reporting live for us. Thank you, Katie.
Welcome.
A man is in critical condition after a stabbing in the ByWard Market last night. It happened at the intersection of George and Dalhousie Streets around 10:40 p.m. Police say the man was stabbed during an attempted robbery. It's not clear if the victim and suspect were known to each other. No suspects have been identified. Anyone with information is asked to contact the robbery unit. And police continue to investigate a serious crash in Ottawa's rural West End. It happened yesterday afternoon on Ormrod Road in the village of Ashton, just south of Highway 7. A pickup truck pulling a utility trailer and an SUV collided just before 2 p.m. A man in his 70s in the SUV was airlifted to hospital in an Orange Air ambulance in serious condition. A man in his 60s had to be extricated from the pickup truck after his legs were pinned beneath the steering wheel. He was brought to hospital in serious but stable condition. A woman in her 30s in the same vehicle also suffered serious injuries. In the meantime, a Gatineau police officer is facing impaired driving charges. According to the service, the officer was pulled over Saturday night while off duty. The officer was not identified but has been reassigned to administrative leave. Businesses in the heart of the city's tourist district are speaking out tonight, voicing concerns about possible renovations. The ByWard Market Square building is home to more than a dozen local shops and restaurants, but they fear a planned redevelopment of the building could force them out. CTV's Austin Lee joins us live in studio with the details on this one. Austin.
Well, Stefan, the ByWard Market Square building is nearly 100 years old, and in March, City Council approved a plan to sink more than $40 million into its redevelopment. But that plan is being met with strong opposition from the ByWard Market Building Tenants Alliance. That's a group of 16 businesses in the building. The city is hoping to reimagine the space, opening it up to make way and room for a wider central food hall while improving circulation, adding more space for community gatherings, and installing a new elevator. But the business owners already in the space say they vigorously oppose that plan. They say the renovations would cause severe business uncertainty and harm to the ByWard Market, with current tenants facing possible renovation.
I hope they listen to us because we've been here for a long, long time. We know how the market it is. You know, what they're doing here is the new entertainment things. It's nice. It made a difference. But this don't have to be changed.
Now, work on 55 ByWard Market Square is not expected to begin for several years. Instead of the full redevelopment plan, business owners in the building suggest upgrading public washrooms and improving access to the upper floor. The petition is also asking for an immediate meeting between the Tenants Alliance, Mayor Mark Sutcliffe, and the area councillor Stephanie Plante. The next meeting between City Council is set for tomorrow. After that, there's a 6-week break ahead of the August 26th meeting of Council. Stefan.
CTV's Austin Lee reporting live for us. Thanks, Austin. Turning now to the war in the Middle East, the U.S. has carried out a third night of airstrikes against Iran. The U.S. military says its latest strikes are aimed at preventing Iran from attacking commercial ships. It comes after Iran's Revolutionary Guard struck 2 tankers from the United Arab Emirates in the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. President Donald Trump says the American military is reinstating its blockade on the critical shipping route. And as CTV's Judy Trin reports, 2 Canadian ships are stuck in the middle.
2 Canadian cargo ships have been stuck in the Strait of Hormuz for 136 days. The vessels, owned by Quebec company Desgagnés, have been unable to get out during a ceasefire that didn't hold.
The tension is extreme right now, so I'll say we were a little bit unlucky in the time and space here.
On the weekend, Tehran launched attacks on tankers belonging to U.S. regional allies. A ship from India was also hit, while Washington struck Iran's port cities and vessels. Donald Trump is reimposing the naval blockade, but walking back plans to charge ship protection fees. The U.S. president says Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, and Kuwait made him a different offer.
It was never fair to me that we would be guarding the strait when we basically don't take any, we don't need the oil at all. They said we'd love to do it a different way. We'd love to invest in the United States with billions and billions of dollars.
The war on the waterway has prevented the 2 ships owned by Desgagnés from returning to Canada to embark on deliveries to the Arctic Circle as the ice melts. Desgagnés has had to hire replacement ships from Europe in order to deliver essential supplies to northern communities.
This was a big cost. We had to brought the ship here in Montreal. pay the fuel, pay the crew, pay the renting of the ship.
There are currently no Canadians on board Des Gagnés stranded ships. Most of its crew are from the Philippines or Ukraine. And just 3 weeks ago, the company was able to get replacement merchant marines on board its ships. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Stay with CTV News for continuing coverage of the war in Iran and the situation in the Strait of Hormuz. For updates on radio, tune in to News Talk 580 CFRA and CTV News Channel at any hour. Well, it's official. Spain is heading to the World Cup final.
Porro, Olmo, Pedro Porro!
Spain beating France 2-0 in this afternoon's semi-final match. The victory sending the crowd into a frenzy over at Spain's official headquarters at Lower Town in the ByWard Market. Oh yes, quite a lively watch party there this afternoon. Spain will now face either England or Argentina in the final. That semi-final game will be played tomorrow.
Oh, it's getting really, really hot.
It's one of the hottest, most humid days of the summer. After the break, how to stay safe when the temperature soars and where people are finding some reprieve. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. The heat is continuing to linger for tomorrow. Won't be as humid, but keep in mind there will be some localized smoke in the morning. We're going to start things off at 21 degrees, feeling like 27. By noon, it will feel closer to 30. And yes, there will be sunshine, but the winds are going to start to pick up 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. And by the early afternoon, late evening, we could see some rain moving through and perhaps a thunderstorm risk as well. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. No precipitation in sight just yet, but you can see how smoky it is over the Gatineau Hills. Current temperature is sitting at 31 degrees, and a live look through our Alexandra Bridge as well as Kawaki Point.
It's 6:23. Welcome back. Taking a live look at the Queensway this hour. No major buildups to report. The usual busy spots and slowdowns, but it is later in the commute home, so traffic is easing at this time. A heat warning remains in effect tonight, with the city experiencing one of the hottest days of the year. Although we didn't reach the record-breaking highs that were forecasted, many still spent the day searching for ways to stay cool. Here's CTV's Peter Sperling.
Extreme heat in the capital.
Oh, it's getting really, really hot.
Aricha Sheed and her family out early before temperatures rise even higher.
We try to get out early morning to get the kids out of the house because otherwise just stuck home all day and it's chaos.
We packed water. We have sunscreen on. I think it's getting up to 35.
The forecast calling for a high of 35 degrees Tuesday, although wildfire smoke helped tame the heat earlier in the day.
It's actually pretty nice here so far anyways with the wind. Careful.
The humidity gripping the capital.
This could be the most humid day of the entire summer, so you've got kind of a couple of things going against you in terms of the temperature and also the humidity.
Having fun and staying cool. Important.
They are able to go in the water and kind of cool down.
Mooney's Bay, a popular spot.
I'm on vacation and she loves the beach and swimming. I love the beach.
But for anyone working in this heat,
lots of fluids. I have a little neck fan for myself, as well as the AC in the truck.
The City of Ottawa has multiple indoor locations where you can cool off, including libraries, community and recreation centers.
It's for anybody. It's particularly helpful for individuals who may have difficulty accessing air-conditioned spaces.
Ottawa Public Health recommends drinking plenty of fluids, avoiding strenuous outdoor activity, and limiting direct exposure to the sun to prevent heat-related illness.
The main message here is that it's all about prevention. You want to drink before you feel thirsty, you want to rest before you feel exhausted, and you want to cool down before you feel unwell.
And of course, finding ways to cool down.
Well, mostly we're indoors. Or we try to, go into splash pads with the kids.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Well, it was certainly a scorcher today with temperatures rising throughout the afternoon. We did reach a high of 32 degrees today, but it felt more like 42 with the humidex. Conditions are set to ease a bit tomorrow, and Jackie Perez is joining us with more on that. Some people looking for some relief, Jackie.
That's right, Stefan, and hopefully we are getting it tomorrow. The heat warning still in place until Friday, but the humidity levels are likely going to go down for tomorrow. Now, taking a look at temperatures right now here in the capital, 31 degrees, so it has cooled about 1 degree from our daytime high of 32. Yesterday, we did forecast today's high at 35. Didn't quite reach that, but again, with that humidex levels, it was felt more above 40. Now, tonight, still going to remain quite warm, feeling more like 29. Clear skies as well. We've got some northerly winds moving through, but tomorrow, different story. While the morning will have some local smoke in the air, keep an eye out for this, so it will affect the air quality. We're getting to a daytime high of 30 degrees. We've got wind gusts coming in at 20 to 40 kilometers per hour as well, and by the evening, we could anticipate some rain moving through. Now, keep in mind, a severe thunderstorm watch is still in effect for here in the region, in addition to the heat warning. The severe thunderstorm watch is for the Valley, as well as Ottawa, Hawkesbury, as well as Cornwall. We'll get to more of that in just a bit. But right now, temperatures across Canada, 27 degrees in Fredericton, 25 in Charlottetown. A lot of that warm up still lingering, especially from the Midwest. So Thunder Bay is already at 33 degrees. Winds are right now 37, very similar to Toronto. Factor in those humidex levels, feeling closer to about 47, 48. So while we are slightly cooler here in Ottawa at 34 degrees, it's still quite warm. 28 in Winnipeg as well, and temperatures are already in the high 20s for Edmonton, Regina. Vancouver sitting around 22 and mainly sunny skies. Now tonight's lows across eastern Ontario, 21, 20 degrees. There is rain in the forecast and the risk of thunderstorm. Tomorrow's daytime highs averaging about 30 degrees, and I mentioned those humidex levels feeling a little bit more, a little bit of relief as well, feeling more like 35 as opposed to the 42 that we are seeing. Now, take a look at this. We are anticipating in the overnight hours a weather system that is moving through. This is where that thunderstorm risk is going through. It's going to start around Pembroke, Renfrew, then it's going to move its way just south of Ottawa, close to Brockville, so we could anticipate some large hail as well as crazy, heavy gusty winds as well, and some rain moving through. But by 7 a.m., we are anticipating mainly cloudy skies. This will continue, more sunshine for 2 p.m., but we could see some pop-up or isolated showers Wednesday evening into Thursday, but we are anticipating mainly cloudy skies for the most part. Now, taking a look at our 7-day forecast, brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. You can see that Wednesday and Thursday, there is a low chance that we could see precipitation rolling through, but temperatures will still remain around 30 degrees. It won't be until Thursday evening into Friday that things are going to calm down temperature-wise. Friday, sunshine, 25 degrees, and things will slightly cool off by Saturday with 21 degrees, the anticipated daytime high. CTV and Move 100 presents the $15,000 comfort heist. Items from Lazy Boy, Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston have been stolen, and it's up to you to track them down. Follow the daily clues, crack the case, and uncover the secret location of the stolen goods for your chance to win $15,000 to spend at Lazy Boy. Want an edge? Well, visit Lazy Boy Canada, Searville, or Hunt Club for exclusive bonus clues to help solve the mystery. Now, here is today's clue. Canal. Again, today's clue, canal. Head to ctvottawa.ca. Submit your guess of the secret location. Wishing you the best of luck.
Yeah, not a bad contest at all.
No.
Thank you, Jackie.
You're welcome.
It's a part of a sustainable harvest is near and dear to our traditions and our values as Indigenous people, something we've practiced since time immemorial.
Still to come, a major online marketplace is making a change that's sparking backlash from Indigenous artists, why they say their culture and their livelihood are at stake. A popular online marketplace for handmade goods will soon ban fur products, but Indigenous artists are urging Etsy to reverse its policy. CTV's Tyler Fleming has more.
Come back, I would love to get your photo.
For Shauna Fontaine, traditions can be worn.
For Indigenous artists, this is our way of storytelling.
The Manitoba artisan owns Anishinaabe Girl Designs and is in Ottawa for the Assembly of First Nations, selling her handmade crafts, some that are made with fur.
This is made from skunk. I use ermine, I use weasel, I use mink, I also use some fox. I'm using the very bare minimum of materials in what I'm using to try to be be as sustainable and as ethical as possible in my artistry. But I think as Indigenous nations, Indigenous peoples have always done that.
But starting August 11th, the e-commerce platform Etsy, known for selling handcrafted items, will ban the sale of products containing fur from animals, saying the move is part of its sustainability efforts.
That's going to have an impact to Indigenous peoples globally and to a way of life and sustainability and economic sovereignty.
Part of a sustainable harvest is near and dear to our traditions and our values as Indigenous people, something we've practiced since time immemorial.
Now, Chief Jenny Brake of Halibut First Nation wants the Assembly of First Nations to take a stand and is introducing a resolution at the Assembly urging Etsy to reverse the policy.
If Etsy is really true to honoring craft and arts, then they will listen.
The Fur Institute of Canada says platform bans like this add unnecessary barriers which can have deep impacts on rural and remote Indigenous communities.
Fur that's harvested in Canada is harvested humanely.
Fontaine hopes the resolution leads to change, but says she'll keep creating opportunities for other Indigenous artists
to ensure that Indigenous peoples can continue their way of life.
CTV News reached out to Etsy but did not receive a response. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
Now to some other stories you need to know right now. The Ottawa Carleton District School Board has registered to participate in this year's Capital Pride Parade. CTV News has confirmed the board will march in the event. Earlier this month, the board recommended students not participate because of safety concerns, but staff will be invited to march in the parade. New data shows the number of Canadians traveling to the U.S. is ticking upwards. According to Statistics Canada, the number of Canadians making return trips from the U.S. was up for a third straight month in June, rising by 3.2%. The increase was driven by an increase at land borders, while return trips by air were actually down nearly 4%. However, overall, travel to the U.S. remains well below levels seen in June of 2024. The numbers represent a 29% drop compared to 2 years ago. Ottawa Senators player Shane Pinto is set to compete in a PGA Tour event this week. The Sens forward will be taking part in the Commissionaires Ottawa Open. The PGA Tour Americas event is being hosted at the Marshes Golf Club in Canada. Ahead of his practice round today, Pinto said his game could use a bit of work before the first round of competition.
My driver's feeling good. I don't know what's going on with my irons. Chipping's all right, and then my putting's been awful. So I'm going to work on a lot of putting today, short game, and hopefully it shows up on Thursday.
Pinto says he is nervous to step onto the course with professional golfers despite being a professional athlete himself. He says the goal is to not embarrass himself and fully expects to finish last.
I just wanted to make sure that the drive and the fire was still there, and it didn't take very long for me to realize that I wanted to keep going. I wanted to keep going with this organization and take that next step.
That's Ottawa Senators star forward Claude Giroux speaking to the media today after he signed a one-year contract with the Sens last week for the upcoming 2026-2027 NHL season. Giroux put up 14 goals and 49 points in 82 regular season games last year for the Sens. The 38-year-old's contract carries a base salary of $2 million with bonuses that could reach a value of $5 million.
We are seeing the effect of a shortage, of scarcity, of an energy crunch.
Just ahead, another jump at the pumps is coming. What's behind the spike and how long these higher prices could stick around? Stay with us.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
With tensions rising and the conflict in the Middle East, you can expect another big jump in prices at the pumps. CTV's Adrian Gobriel has more on skyrocketing costs and who will feel it most.
The painful process of pulling up to the pumps is set to get even pricier.
Every time I hear the news is going up, it's a scary thing, man.
Gas prices are ticking upwards at midnight, anywhere from 5 to 10 cents per liter, depending on where you're located in the country.
We are seeing the effect of a shortage, of scarcity, of an energy crunch.
This is the average predicted price for regular gas in cities across Canada as of tomorrow, with one of the highest expected averages to be found in Vancouver at 198.9. One of the cheapest averages will be located in Edmonton at 165.
The world is quickly running out of oil, available oil to meet demand.
The price for Brent crude today hovered around $85 per barrel. The price this time last year was $66.84 per barrel. Stateside inflation in the United States cooled last month in part because of a dip in gas prices. While the renewed strikes on key assets by both the U.S. and Iran in the Gulf has been a driving factor behind the rise in oil prices for a second consecutive day.
It's frustrating. It's a little bit scary, because I got a kid that I got to feed as well.
I still need to drive, so
You're stuck.
Yeah.
The road ahead for budget-conscious consumers and drivers remains both turbulent and unpredictable. An additional heads up for those families who are planning to load up their cars and head out for a summer road trip this weekend. Gas prices are expected to continue to increase later this week. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Criminals are using artificial intelligence to create deep-fake videos online and scam innocent victims. Earlier this month, a woman lost nearly $1 million after she saw a fake investment video with the Prime Minister. Now more people are falling victim. Here's CTV's Pat Foran.
Imagine receiving $35,000 every month without hard work, without risk, without wasting time.
This is the latest deepfake video going around online with Prime Minister Mark Carney. Well, it appears he's pitching an investment platform in the House of Commons. Criminals have used AI to create this fake video to scam Canadians.
2 months ago, I deposited just $350 into my account. Today, my balance is $70,000.
It looked exactly like Mark Carney. It was Mark Carney.
Deborah Friesen of Acton says last year she was watching craft videos online when an ad popped up that appeared to be the Prime Minister speaking about an investment opportunity.
He said, I'm really trying to help out my Canadian people by helping them to make extra money on this trading platform.
Friesen was scammed out of $13,000. Later, she was contacted again by someone who called her every day for months. She took another chance and was scammed out of $70,000.
And then he disappeared. I fell apart. I couldn't stop crying.
It's so frustrating, so devastating.
Judy Skeen saw a fake Mark Carney video on Facebook. She invested and was scammed out of $900,000.
All my money was gone.
Do not ever invest on anything or in any situation that arises out of social media.
Cybersecurity experts recommend reaching out to people you trust before making any investment decisions or large purchases.
Make sure that in your family you have 1, 2, or 3 people that you have on speed dial and you can call them immediately.
Be very cautious with any video seeking your money, and know with AI, creating deepfakes is getting easier and they're becoming more realistic. Pat Foran, CTV News.
The minister got caught with his hands in the cookie jar.
Coming up, Ontario's tourism minister coming under fire for staying in hotels on the taxpayer's dime in the city where he lives.
Sips and sparkles. Win with Move 100 and CTV.
You and 3 friends can be headed out on a night to remember. You each get a $500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers.
Plus, enjoy an incredible dinner at the Luxe Riviera Ottawa.
Enter now at our contest page at move100ottawa.ca.
Sips and sparkles with Move 100, CTV, and Charm Diamond Centers.
A little charm goes a long way.
Ontario's tourism minister is facing scrutiny over his housing expenses. Public records reveal taxpayers have been footing the bill for thousands of dollars in hotel stays for MPP Stan Cho in his home city. CTV's Siobhan Morris has more on the growing push for accountability.
Stan Cho has been called one of the rising stars of the provincial government. But now there are questions about the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Gaming's expenses.
The minister got caught with his hands in the cookie jar.
Since 2023, taxpayers have covered more than $16,000 worth of Toronto hotel stays filed by Cho. The thing is, his home is just 6 kilometers from the Ontario legislature. MPPs who live within 50 kilometers of Queen's Park aren't eligible to have the public pick up the tab for a hotel unless there's an emergency like a snowstorm.
Now, I'd like to know why Doug Ford's ministers think it is acceptable to live the sweet life on the taxpayer dime while Ontarians every day right now are struggling just to afford the basics.
Cho's office said they couldn't accommodate an interview, but the minister shared a statement writing, "While these expenses meet the criteria for special circumstances, I will be personally reimbursing the legislature for the entire amount of the expenses incurred." The minister hasn't explained the reason for these hotel stays or why they were initially billed to taxpayers. That's leaving opposition leaders to come up with their own theories.
Because he felt entitled to them, right? Entitled to them, just like his boss felt entitled to the luxury private jet, right? And the MO with this government is, let's see what we can get away with.
The Ford government called Deb Hutton for a refresher on conflict of interest after the Greenbelt scandal. Now she says the Premier needs to make sure his MPPs understand what's acceptable to expense, something she thinks has slipped.
We're past the point where just adhering to what the actual policy is really smart. You need to actually respect tax dollars, and I think in this case, Stan Cho didn't.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
That was me! That was me! Coming up, what an Ottawa fan did to stand out at a recent Alex Warren concert in Montreal, even getting noticed by the singer himself, Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. The wildfire smoke has now triggered an air quality warning for all of Eastern Ontario, including here in Ottawa. The warning is in place until 10 o'clock Wednesday morning, and right now we are at a 5, which is a moderate risk. So usual activities are fine, but you just want to monitor it. You could already smell the smoke in the air, and this will likely continue into early tomorrow morning. Now, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. It is 31 degrees out right now, but those humidex values feeling closer to 40. Hazy conditions persist. It's quite hard to see the Gatineau Hills just over the Ottawa River.
Someone's pulled off the ultimate comfort crime.
CTV and Move 100's $15,000 comfort heist.
Track the daily clues, and you could win a $15,000 Lazy Boy room makeover.
Visit Lazy Boy, Canada, Searville, and Hunt Club for exclusive bonus clues.
Want to be sitting pretty?
Submit your daily guess at ctvottawa.ca or move100ottawa.ca.
CTV and Move 100's $15,000 comfort heist.
Brought to you by Lazy Boy, Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston.
Comfort that fits your life.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Well, hopefully everyone stayed cool today, either has air conditioning or found some. Jackie has a final look at the forecast, and there's a bit of relief on the way, Jackie.
There is, but not quite for this overnight. It's still going to feel closer to 29, but tomorrow morning, look at that, the wake-up weather, feeling more like 29. Smoky, hazy conditions to start off, but Stefan, you're correct. The humidex levels will be closer to the actual temperature. 30 degrees is the anticipated daytime high. Yes, there is a low chance that we could see precipitation moving through Wednesday and Thursday. Again, it won't be until Saturday that we see 20-degree weather. And we want to bring you an incredible summer night out with sips and sparkles. One lucky winner and 3 friends will each receive a $500 gift card to Charm Diamond Centers. Then head out for an amazing dinner at Riviera, Ottawa. All you have to do is enter now at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win this incredible experience. Good luck.
Thank you, Jackie.
You're welcome.
And it's time now to check in to see what our news team will be working on tonight. Austin Lee is back on the desk at 11:30.
Yeah, thanks, Steph. We'll share details on a CTV News investigation into what happens when an officer, a police officer, lies on the stand in court. There may be some troubling gaps in the current system that is supposed to report dishonest cops. We'll share those details later tonight. And of course, you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. And join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
Thank you, Austin. Finally for us tonight, an Ottawa resident got quite the thrill at a recent Alex Warren concert in Montreal. catching the attention of the popular artist himself.
What I would expect. That was me! That was me!
So before the concert, Isabella printed 500 photos of the singer with the goal of handing them out at the show and getting fans to hold them up during the concert. The hope was that maybe Alex would notice. Well, guess what? He did, guys.
Okay.
Asked Isabella how much she had spent to print the photos. She told him $300, and they had a good laugh. Her posts have gone viral on TikTok, and they've been viewed more than, get this, 5.7 million times. Best $300 for Isabella, indeed.
She even got to hug Alex Warren. I mean, you know what? $300, well spent.
Yes, for sure. Full disclosure, I know Izzy.
Yes.
And that energy is genuine, folks. It is genuine. That's CTV News for tonight. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team keeping you up to date. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night and stay cool.